Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with our training. We are doing downwind, I guess traffic patterns, and a first solo flight. Takeoff solo flight. Let's see how it goes. I don't really know. Let's see. Alright, this should be fairly interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I have not done any of this yet, so you're gonna see it right now in real time how we do. If I'm any good at this flight. I've been doing some training, as you can tell in the videos that's been coming out this week, and we're gonna continue our training as we fly the Cessna 152
at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration.
Okay.
Reduce speed to 80 knots. Maintain constant altitude and heading.
Altitude.
The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag.
Okay.
This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings.
Flaps allow
Go
for
ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current altitude.
Okay. Here we go. We gotta maintain current altitude.
We're gonna fly past the end of the runway here. Keep going until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left onto the base leg.
Alright. 45-degree angle behind us. We're almost there for the base leg turn here. We got to keep our airspeed 6,000 feet, airspeed 80 knots, and we're going to turn left to a left base once the airport is 45 degrees to the behind us here. Alright, so now we can start our turn.
Turn left onto the base leg.
We gotta go down a little bit here. Turn left onto base leg. Let's keep turning. Alright. There we go. Gotta watch our altitude here. 6,000 feet, 80
Try to
knots.
maintain 1,400 RPM.
1,400?
That'll also keep our speed around 65 knots. Keep an eye on the runway as we get ready for our final turn.
1,400
Turn left onto
feet.
final.
Alright, turn left onto final. Let's do it. I think we're
Make your
losing
left turn onto final.
We are turning left onto final. Alright, here we go. 1,400.
Keep a stabilized approach and prepare for landing.
Stabilized approach and prepare for landing. You got it. Alright, here we go. We should slow to 65 knots in a minute here. Alright, let's see how we do. Here we go. Should be at idle power right now. So it wants us to go nose down here. And now we will start pulling back. Keep your eyes on the end of the runway. Okay.
Apply the brakes and stop the plane.
Alright. Let's get to the center line first. Before she yells at us for that too, though. Alright. Yeah. There we go. What do you think?
That was a perfect traffic pattern execution. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, you know. Hey, we got another A. Woohoo! I'm getting better at this, huh? All right, now this one, I don't know if we'll get through this on this video because I don't want to make these too long. But this is first solo flight. Have no idea how this is going to go. Hopefully, it goes according to the plan. We're going to take off, follow it around, come back down for a landing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's complete this course and move on to the next one, which should get even harder. So stay tuned for that as these videos keep on coming out, guys. I mean, and if you guys want to see any reviews on any aircrafts, put that in the comments below. I'll be glad to do that for you guys. Consider subscribing to the channel. This is an aviation enthusiast channel. We do live streaming too, so stay tuned for that as well. And let's get into our traffic pattern here in the beautiful state of Arizona.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground in radio contact if you need
Here
me,
we go.
but
First
something
solo
tells
flight,
me you
guys.
won't.
Are you guys ready?
Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own.
Copy
Remember
that.
what we covered in our previous sessions, and
I
you'll be
remember.
just fine.
I remember.
Good luck.
All right,
See you
first
on the
things
other side.
first. Let's do it. We're gonna go ahead and put full power for takeoff, staying on the center line, and we'll continue down until we reach 65 knots, and then we'll slowly pull back on the stick for rotation. We'll fly straight on the runway heading until we enter the left pattern, and then we'll wait and see what we can do next. Here we go. Rotate. There we go. All right, reach the end of the runway, climb to 5,700 feet, 2 miles out. We're entering a downwind leg right now, 2.4 miles away. We are climbing up 5,000 feet. We're almost at right now. Continuing to put full power in as we climb. I can put the nose down slightly here. We don't need too much climb rate. We don't want to overdo it. Just enough to get us up to 5,700 feet as we enter our downwind leg here. And then we will maintain 75 knots. Right now we're at 60, so let's put the nose down slightly here. We're still climbing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more altitude so we can get that over with, and then we'll go ahead and put the nose back down to pick up airspeed. We got to trade one for the other, so let's head towards that end leg here. Almost at it. 5,600 coming up on 5,700, 60 knots airspeed. Still climbing. We're gonna start leveling off shortly here. In the meantime, let's try to get that nose up for a minute. Should be hitting 5,700 feet now. All right, there it is. Now we will put the nose down, try to get leveled off here, and bring our airspeed to 75 knots. Reach the end of the wind here. Let's go ahead and bring our airspeed. There we go. 75 knots. There is our... Now we will turn towards the left. Turn left to begin crosswind leg. There it is, crosswind leg. In less than a mile, 0.7, 0.6. There we go. And keeping 6,700 feet. Now we got to climb to 6,000 feet, no problem. Keeping 75 knots. Climbing up should lower our airspeed as well, which is great. 6,000 feet for the traffic pattern in the end of cross leg, I should say. All right, there's our cross leg. Turning left again for downwind leg. All right, here we go. Keeping 75 knots, and we'll keep 6,000 feet there as we turn left for our left wind leg here. That's going to bring us straight across the runway. Once we get to a 45-degree angle, we'll go ahead for a downwind leg, which we'll prep for our landing, and we'll come in for a nice soft greaser. if everything goes according to plan. We're doing a little bit too much airspeed there. Let me go ahead and bring it back slightly. Want to hit 80 knots. We're doing close to about 90 right now, so we don't want to go too quick here. And we're climbing a little bit, so let's put that nose back down to level out. 6,000 feet, keeping everything adjusted properly. 80 knots, 6,000 feet. Let's do it. Bring that airspeed up and that nose down, getting right on target here as we enter our down leg. Alright, let's go ahead and slow the aircraft down slightly. Here we go. Keep an eye on that airspeed. We are leveled out, 6,000 so far. Now we're just waiting for that airspeed to come down to 80 knots. Keeping the plane nice and leveled as we're going down leg. Runway is straight out to our left there, if you can see it right there. Once it gets to a 45-degree angle, we will turn for a final left base turn. And that should do it. This is our first solo flight. This is pretty much what they want you to do. I believe you have to do a couple touch and goes and then do this on your own. Which is pretty cool to think about, man. Like, one of these days, I'm going to do this in a real plane by myself, which is pretty cool. All right, 80 knots. Let's go. 6,000 feet. Come on, baby. 6,000 feet. Now, 80 knots. What is that? Extend flap 10 degrees. Okay, flaps 10 degrees. Keeping 80 knots and 6,000 feet. All right, come on. A little bit up. Almost there. Should be hitting 6,000 right there. That's 6,000 feet. Come on. 80 knots coming up on. 80 knots. Come on. I'm trying to keep 80 knots in there. We got 10 degrees of flaps right now. 80 knots we're trying to achieve here. There we go. We reached downlink. All right, now we're gonna turn for our base leg. 6,000 feet, 80 knots. Turning for our base leg now. Very nice. All right, there's our base leg. Now the runway should be right there to the left. Alright, so we want to get the RPMs to 1,400, 65 knots on the aircraft, and we will get all that. Now we're going to turn for our approach. Here's our final approach coming up now. We're going to turn left, get the 65 knots, flaps 10, descend here. Let's go ahead and get lined up on the runway, 1 mile. And runway 21, maintaining 6,500 feet, and we want to get the RPMs down to 1,400. Alright, this is all the stuff I learned in flight school just now, so we're just trying to pay attention, make sure that we do everything correctly here in the Cessna 152 basic training, and now we are on takeoff and landing. Here we go. Let's see how we do here. 1,500. Let's go ahead and keep the nose slightly down there. Alright. Going a little bit fast. I'm going to go ahead and take the pressure out. Get the nose up like that. Let's get on that line there. Alright, nose up. And let's touch it down nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Oh yeah. And now we'll come to a complete stop. Right on the center line, as you do. Let's see. There we go. How'd we do?
You did well, but you can do better.
All right.
You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You heard it there. All right, we got a B, but hey, I mean, guys, I remembered a lot of it, so consider subscribing. All right, I don't know if that even made sense, but anyway, there you have it. Takeoff and landing training is over and done, and we will be moving on to VRF navigation. That is probably going to be a heck of a lot more challenging, so stay tuned for that in another video that I have no idea about. I might even have to study before I even take that course because that one is beyond my pay grade. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Smash a thumbs up. We're growing strong here at Liberty Flight, and we want you to come along with us. If you guys are interested in aviation and it's one of your passions, or you're just curious to know what it's all about, come join us in a live stream or consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in another video. Until next time, Dustin Diga, God bless you guys. Peace. Thanks for watching.